Hurricane Sally intensifying as it heads towards the Gulf Coast. A new look from above showing an explosion of lightning inside the hurricane as the sun set last night. The storm expected to make landfall late tonight along the Mississippi-Alabama border as a Category 2 hurricane. Forecasters expect the hurricane to then stall, dropping more than 20 inches of rain with a life-threatening storm surge.
If this one hits the coast at a Cat 2, I'm thinking we're going to have at least 6 to 7 foot of water where we standing at.
Water already spilling onto roads and docks in coastal Mississippi. A hurricane warning remains in effect overnight in New Orleans, where Sally could pose the latest test for pumps used in the low-lying city.
Here in New Orleans, some of the businesses closed and boarded up, others lined with sandbags, preparing for what Sally might bring.
The slow-moving storm is packing winds around 100 miles per hour. It's expected to drop nearly 2 feet of rain.
For only the second time in recorded history, 5 tropical cyclones are churning in the Atlantic at the same time. We're running out of letters to name them, so we'll soon be using the Greek alphabet for storm names.
The fire disaster on the West Coast, more than 3 million acres have burned so far this year. That's nearly 30 times more than last year. One doctor says breathing the air near San Francisco right now is like smoking 8 cigarettes.
In Oregon, nearly 24 people are missing after fires destroyed entire towns. Portland's air quality now the worst in the world. Officials warning no one should be outside.
At the White House today, a ceremonial signing of deals that will normalize relations between 2 Arab Gulf states and Israel.
A historic breakthrough for Mideast peace. That's how Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is describing the agreements he'll sign with the UAE and Bahrain at the White House.
For those who bear the wounds of war, cherish the blessings of peace.
But here in Israel, questions and criticism have tempered the enthusiasm. Netanyahu has kept the details of these agreements top secret, angering politicians who wonder how they will address security issues and the Palestinians.
The Palestinians are very difficult to deal with, and we paid them a tremendous amount of money for many decades. We paid them money. It was almost like hostage-type money. And we made a deal with UAE, then Bahrain came in, and we have many others going to be coming in over a short period of time. And the Palestinians will ultimately come in too. And you're going to have peace in the Middle East without being stupid and shooting everybody and killing everybody and having blood all over the sand.
The city of Louisville, Kentucky has agreed to settle for Breonna Taylor's wrongful death lawsuit for $12 million and has also agreed to instigate a series of police reforms. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher and Breonna Taylor's family and attorneys announced the settlement at a press conference today.
But it's important to know here that a financial settlement was non-negotiable without significant police reform, and that's what we were able to do today. We sought forth, as we went through negotiating the terms of this settlement and the reform, to engage police officers within the community, not just when they're dispatched to runs, but to get out, to volunteer in those communities in which they serve, to get to know their communities in other settings, to live within their communities.
If you could put into words what all of these different reforms, both with Louisville Metro government and with LMPD, will mean for the community.
Well, in order for the community to heal and move forward, there needs to be legitimacy and trust between the community and the police force, both here in Louisville and all over the country. This is a conversation that's taking place, so we hope that these are steps that are going to begin that process so that we can work forward together. This isn't going to be an overnight activity, but it's a step.
We're tracking Hurricane Sally this afternoon. It is still hanging on as a Category 1 hurricane with winds up to 80 miles per hour, and it is going to be making landfall within the next 12 to 24 hours across parts of the northern Gulf Coast. So let me show you the satellite here. You can see it is lashing parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. But here's the timing, and it is moving very, very slow, inching northwest at 2 miles per hour, 85 miles per hour. It could gain a little bit more strength right before it makes landfall near Mobile, Alabama, and that is on Wednesday morning, before slowly curving to the northeast and moving inland through parts of central Alabama as we head into Wednesday afternoon and evening. Now, the worst storm surge and rainfall is going to be on the east side, so Mobile to Pensacola, Florida. That's where we're going to see the highest winds, the heaviest rain, and the worst of that storm surge. So tornado watches are still in effect, though, throughout this afternoon and evening as those bands move ashore from Mobile, Alabama, all the way to Apalachicola, Florida. So we'll be watching for that. And also, it is such a slow mover that it could just stay in place right before it makes landfall tomorrow morning. So we're going to be seeing those rain bands and this heavy wind lashing the coast for hours on end. Mobile to Pensacola, seeing gusts over 50 miles per hour as we head into tomorrow. That continues right through the day tomorrow as that stationary front slowly lifts it into inland Georgia and parts of Alabama throughout Wednesday evening. Now, here's the rain forecast. You can see over a foot of rain possible across parts of Alabama, Georgia, and even into the Carolinas through Friday, but it's locally 30 inches of rain along the northern Gulf Coast that we could see life-threatening flash flooding from Mobile, Alabama to Pensacola, Florida, and it's also the storm surge that we're concerned about, 4 to 7 feet possible for Mobile Bay.